So how much you can actually make from crypto airdrops. In this video, I'm going to show you two answers and basically show you how you can make up to 100,000 in crypto airdrops. That's especially the case with the second person I'm going to show you, who's just a normal guy, doesn't have a huge following, because huge following of course helps. This is the case of Defi Mai, but I'm going to also show you Piccola's Cage on Twitter that's basically got $64,000 so far in different airdrops, and this is pretty amazing. So we're going to start with Defi Mai, and then at the very end, I'm also going to discuss different strategies that you can use to maximize airdrops. Of course, subscribing to my channel is one of the things, because I tend to generally speak about a lot of crypto airdrops and crypto airdrop strategies, so that should be the first thing you should do. Now, let's start with Defi Mai, how she turned 70k into 800k in 2023. Different wins and losses. It's not only about crypto airdrops. Basically, one of the biggest things was getting Solana and doing 5x on Solana. Another huge thing was, of course, getting Madlats, 10x on Madlats. That was great. Even bigger was multi-bit bridge. And basically what I wanted to mention to you is that always there were a couple of people that brought that to Defi Mai attention. So it's not like it's just by herself that she's doing everything. You have to have network. You have to have people that you observe either on Twitter, Telegram, Discord. You have to have a group that basically you do research for each other, have this community. For example, this channel is also trying to build a community. So you have people that actually is bringing something to your attention. It's really hard to do everything by yourself, especially right now that you have so many new projects coming along the way. So of course, those are the nice things, all the hits here for like 5, 6x and so on. But of course, there are also many losses along the way. So I'm not going to get into this because, of course, this is pretty nice and she gives you exact numbers. But what's really interesting from my perspective is actually having those different airdrops. So airdrops basically amount to 89k, especially recently Dimension Dime received, so that was just a couple of days ago. This got 7k in Dime received from staking TIA. So that's already substantial, considering the fact that you could sell it for $5-6. So that's already like 35, 40k just in Dime airdrop. So that's almost half of the airdrop. Then a Jito airdrop, 10k in Jito from staking in a single wallet. And also Arkham was a good airdrop as well with over 22k. But you have to remember that, for example, for Arkham, that was based on referrals. So the more referrals you got, the bigger the airdrop. In this case, Defi Mai has right now, I think, over 74k followers. So that's a huge following. But those things, you could definitely do it, especially with Jito. I was already talking about that on my channel. You could basically stake one single soul and get up to 17k in this particular airdrop. Of course, that's not everything, because you have to remember about the mistakes of, for example, buying at the top. And for example, Defi Mai is writing about that. She lost about 40k on this. If you buy on the top and then everything goes down, you try to sell, then of course you lose money. So it's not everything about happiness and wins. You always have losses, and you should consider that pretty normal. So you should always remember, crypto is risky. You are here to also lose money along the way, but if you lose it and learn something along the way, this is for the better. So of course, this video is not a financial advice as well, so you shouldn't consider any opinions here as financial advice. Now, the second guy that I wanted to mention is Piccola's Cage, and he's interesting because he doesn't have a huge following. So he's like 2,000 followers. So he couldn't do that through just pure referrals to get to the huge airdrop. However, he's really good at playing the game. So he had like first of all Arbitrum airdrop worth 20k, Optimus airdrop worth almost 1000k, Jito worth 127 Sol and 8k in USD, Jupe airdrop, Celestia airdrop with 20k, Dimensional almost 10k, Altlayer 500 and Manta 700. And then he also talks about the points. So this is about playing the game of Solana airdrop. So you have MarginFi and Camino, where you can basically lend and borrow to get points and basically get ranking. So he's already talking about the points because you have the market for points. So even if you don't get airdrop anytime soon, you can sell your points basically on Waze market right now, which the link will be to down in the description, and I talked about that at some point. Then you have things like Parcel, Prime, the Eigenlayer as well. So I was talking about, for example, Prime in a separate video. I won't be going back to that. However, you have to remember here that this is pure airdrop. So this is pretty nice because he was able to hit basically many cool airdrops along the way, either knowingly or just by playing around with different things. And that's why I think it's important to think about the current narratives that are around airdrops. Of course, this way you won't be able to hit everything, but that's not the goal. You have to hit just the majors. And for the majors, we actually knew what was going to happen. We knew that actually you have to stake TIA, you have to play around with, for example, Wormhole, which just announced today that they did a snapshot and there will be a Wormhole token, which is pretty big. And you probably just had to use the tag for going from one chain to the other. Outlier, same, that was for staking TIA and for a couple of other things. For Marginfy and Camino, you know that they will going to do an airdrop, and also you know the rules, so that's pretty easy to hit right now. Of course, you might not have a considerable airdrop, but you have couple of $100 here, couple of $100 there, and then you start building your portfolio. Especially that on Solana you have pretty low fees, so it's not like on Ethereum mainnet where, for example, staking on Eigenlayer, especially on the mainnet, is super costly. You're going to pay hundreds of dollars in various fees, or at least like couple of dozens of dollars to just stake. So it's definitely not the game if you don't have a considerable portfolio already. However, on Solana and for different L2s to Ethereum, that game is pretty cheap. You don't really care about paying for fees. Also, looking at different testnets is a great idea. So that was, for example, the case with Zeta chain. There was a Zeta airdrop some time ago, and the only thing you had to do was playing on the testnet. There's Chardon coming along the way, and Bera chain coming along the way that will be pretty big. So you have those things that will come. We know that they will come, and they will be pretty big. I wanted to mention also another category. So general answer here is that you really can make a pretty good year salary just from airdrops, which is pretty amazing, because if you just consider going after that, then it's a really nice way to making money, because you learn to earn. You learn about different blockchains, you learn about different technology, and you're getting paid for that. Of course, you shouldn't lose your job right now just to chase airdrops. This is becoming more and more competitive game, but as a side income, that might be pretty nice. So definitely worth having a look at. If you're serious about having taking a look at different airdrops, I recommend going on degenfrog.com airdrops. This is a place where I'm currently adding different airdrops in different categories. I'm basically trying to have everything that I have on my channel, plus even more. So with different actions that you can take, with different tutorials and more. So there's a lot of things coming along the way. This is the project that I'm building on the side, and probably will be hiring more people, getting funding and so on. But so far it's tracking different Solana memes, tracking different airdrops, looking at chains, and a bunch of other ideas. The goal here is for the airdrops to have basically all the airdrops listed, and then you also will be able to see what airdrops were already done, what kind of airdrops, what kind of quantity of airdrops were given away, to have really more data about the airdrops as we go. Because I think those data, especially on Twitter, that goes away. Unless you, of course, bookmark the tweets and save them, this will go away. People tend to forget. I want to have a database where you have everything about the airdrops, as well as what people got about the airdrops. So also, comment down below, give me the link to airdrops that you're looking at. Happy to add them here, plus happy to cover them on my channel, because new videos will be coming pretty soon. So if you're chasing airdrops, this is the place to go. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.